up to another good morning. Time to go. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure. We are all
Welcome back to the 3x5 Life
podcast.
One thought in 3 to 5 minutes. Jessie, what are we talking about today?
All right. Today we are going to jump into our AM bookends or our morning routine. So if you tuned in last week, we unpacked our PM routines and that PM bookend and how we set ourselves up through that for our morning routine. And we're kind of talking about what we should do. Obviously, if you have read any type of, book in the wellness field, we always talk about the importance of starting your day off in a specific way. In fact, if you look at like the top 100 most successful people, usually they have some type of dialed in morning routine. So we know it's important. We know what we're supposed to be doing. And so we thought it might be a little bit more interesting to turn the conversation into personally, what does my morning routine look like? And then how does Bry set his mornings up? Because it looks very different, and that's okay. So I'll let Bry start with his.
Yeah, so mine has changed over time. I bet you it changes every year as I learn new things, as I get excited about a new idea, incorporate new things. So right now I'm waking up at 5 a.m. And I have this acronym, and the only reason it's the order I like to do things in, and it doesn't mean anything. It's MAVE, and then I kind of remember what to do. So M is for meditation. So I wake up and I meditate for 10 minutes, and then A is for affirmations. So I read through my affirmations. I have them saved on a note on my phone, so I just refer to them. It's easy. I bring them up, and also it makes it so I can change them quickly. Over time. Those affirmations have changed. You got to keep them fresh. I've deleted some that aren't meaningful anymore, or I've reworded some, or I've learned something new and I add that in. So that's when I'm reading my affirmations.
Affirmation, that piece too can be really neat to kind of tailor it to what you're working on at that current time. Like if you're working on family, look at affirmations that are specific to family, or use it as a growth edge for you, and then use that as a way to create affirmations that support that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
And then I is for intention. So for me, intention is the gratitude portion. If you've watched any of the videos and see me drawing this crazy mountain, that I'm setting up my intentions for the day, and mainly in the 3 buckets of life, and that's for me: energy, work, and love. So after intentions, I am doing visualization. Sorry. And so visualization, I'm using the other side of the card. So on the other side of the card, the night before, I kind of wrote out my schedule. What's my game plan for the day? So I'm actually then going down hour by hour, and it's just like, okay, I have a conference call with Joe. How am I going to show up to Joe? What type of energy am I going to bring to Joe? I have lunch with my dad. How am I going to be the best son? How am I going to show up as the best son with my lunch with my dad and visualize us having a great conversation? So that's what I'm doing with the visualization. So it's not from like trying to see myself at my daughter's wedding, walking her down the aisle, that type of visualization. It's in the day, it's in the moment. That's how I personally do it. And then E is energize. So I hate the word workout. I think I think we can all admit it has this bad dogma to it. But when you think about, you're creating energy by expanding energy. So I go out, and it's usually some type of run. I go out, get fresh air. I'm outdoors. So if it's not run, I might jump on the Peloton or do a core workout. But it's some type of movement in the morning to get me going. Then I drink about 20 ounces of water, which is like a lemon, apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper type mixture that I make, fresh ginger. And then I have this big green smoothie and share it with a family. So that's kind of how I start my day.
Yep. And he is so consistent with that too. Like that's pretty much what his days look like every single day, which is so awesome. And I told you that's a superpower that Bry has. But on the opposite end, I guess not the opposite, on a different, spectrum, I think that mine is a little bit more flowy and airy.
Yes.
My Ayurvedic affinity is Vata, which if you know Ayurveda, it is very airy. And I find that what works best for me is to kind of feel through it and see in that season or that moment, what do I need to feel good to start my day? So there's been moments in time where it's, I'm doing oil pulling and I'm scraping my tongue and I'm doing, Ayurvedic massage and I'm jumping in the infrared sauna. And it's like this long, lengthy process. And then I start to recognize that, wait, all of these things compounding aren't serving me. And so I need to let some things go to make room for other things. And so currently my morning routine looks like, Bryan mentioned hydration, but always starting the morning with a big glass of lemon water. When we sleep, we actually lose a gallon of water while we're sleeping. So we already wake up dehydrated. So something so simple that I always talk about is maybe keeping a glass of water on your nightstand and just, chugging it down the second you wake up. Starting my morning with gratitude and meditation has been a non-negotiable for me. Using the cards to put what I'm grateful for. I'm really trying to play around with honing in on my gratitude and looking at areas of growth for me and then formulating my gratitude based on that.
Yeah.
And then I like to move my body. So for me, yoga has always been my happy place. But I have been getting into the Peloton and doing some weight training. And I don't think that my body loves working out in the morning. So it's not always, super, super fun for me. But after I do it, when Bryan talks about energy, it is like putting a deposit in my energy tank and I feel so good afterwards. And so I know that when I start my mornings like that, the rest of the day goes so much better. And so that's the importance and the value in a morning routine.
Yeah. Exactly. So I hope the last few weeks have been beneficial as you orchestrate your masterpiece day. We have a private Facebook community, so we'd love to hear what your masterpiece day looks like, what your AM PM bookends look like. So please share with us.
Absolutely.
And thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning.